Amaka woke up before dawn, as she always did. The house was still, except for the ease of boiling water and the quiet bubbling of yam porridge on the gas stove. Her hands moved methodically. This routine had become her life. She cooked, cleaned, supported Chuka, her husband, who now worked at a fast-rising tech firm. He stepped out in a crisp navy blue suit, barely glancing at the steaming food on the table. You've added too much pepper again, he muttered, frowning. Do you ever follow instructions? Amaka didn't respond. She only adjusted her wrapper and returned to the kitchen. She had learned that silence hurt less than arguing. What she didn't know was that while she cooked and prayed for their future, Chuka's family had decided she wasn't fit for that future. It happened like a slap. One evening, Amaka returned from the market and saw her belongings packed outside. Her clothes, shoes, and wedding photo albums lay at the gate like trash. A young man in a suit approached her. I'm Chuka's lawyer, he said, offering her an envelope. He's filing for divorce. You are no longer welcome here. Inside the compound, Madam Unena, the family matriarch, stood by the balcony, hands folded, eyes cold. She was never one of us, she said to her sister. Too local, no ambition. Chuka deserves better. The better soon arrived. Zara was everything Amaka wasn't. Light-skinned, tall, English-speaking, with a smooth accent. She had studied abroad, wore perfume that smelled like wealth, and was introduced to everyone as Barrister Zara Nwankwo. Social media posts flooded with images of her and Chuka, destination proposals, society weddings, brand endorsements. She is classy, people whispered. She will elevate their family. Even Madam Unena began dressing more flamboyantly, bragging about her new daughter-in-law from London. No one asked about Amaka. It began subtly. First, the driver who dropped Zara off after an event disappeared. His phone was unreachable. His wife filed a missing persons report. Next, the maid collapsed in Zara's room one morning. She woke up screaming, snake, her eyes turned into snakes. Madam Hunena started having terrible dreams. She dreamt of fire and a woman standing by a river, bathing in red water. One night, Chuka came home early and heard strange humming. He opened Zara's dressing room door and froze. She stood before a mirror, her face smeared with white chalk, shouting. Startled, she turned. Oh, just affirmations, she smiled. Visualization technique. You wouldn't understand. Chuka's business started failing. Contracts were cancelled. Investors pulled out without warning. Madam Unena panicked and called her church prophet. But as soon as he stepped near the compound gate, he stopped. There is a presence in there, he said slowly. A covenant was broken, another was made. He refused to enter. Madam Unena grew sick, constant headaches, hallucinations, and the sound of chanting in the night. The household was tense. Zara remained calm, always with a perfect smile, but her eyes no longer looked fully human. Months earlier, just before her grand wedding, Zara had visited a river shrine in her village. She wanted power, magnetic beauty, charm, favor. She was told she would receive all, but the priestess warned. If another woman cries over what you take, the spirit will balance the scale. Zara nodded, confident. Let them cry. Now the spirits had come to collect. Her reflection changed that night. Her skin grew pale, dry. Her voice sometimes echoed even when she wasn't speaking. In her dreams, a faceless woman stood over her bed, whispering. It was not yours to take. While Zara's world cracked, Amaka had moved into a shared room with a friend in Surulere. She began sewing small kaftans and custom blouses. One day, a customer posted a TikTok wearing one of Amaka's designs. It went viral. Others poured in. Amaka registered her brand, scars and stitches, and rented a small workspace. She smiled to herself one night, looking at her hands. They said I was nothing, she whispered, but look at what my nothing has built. During a thunderstorm, the house staff found Zara in the garden, kneeling in the mud, laughing and crying. She kept saying, "It was never mine, it was never mine." Chuka dragged her inside, but water dripped from her clothes. River water, though it hadn't rained yet. That night, every mirror in the house cracked. Zara screamed for hours. Her face appeared different in every reflection. When Chuka finally called his mother for help, she was already packing to leave. "I told you we shouldn't have left Amaka," Madam Unena whispered. "This one is not a woman, she is a warning." One morning, Zara was gone. No note, no phone. Her clothes remained untouched. Only a pair of muddy footprints led from her dressing mirror to the front gate. No CCTV captured her leaving. Social media broke the story. Barrister Zara missing. Family in shock. Madam Unena fell into depression. Her health deteriorated. And Chuka, he lost everything. House seized. Business bankrupt. Even friends disappeared. Months later, Amaka stood on a brightly lit stage at a women's empowerment summit. Behind her was a banner, "From rejection to redemption." The hall was packed. Her designs now graced fashion shows across Africa. She looked out into the crowd and smiled gently. "They tried to bury me," she said, "but I wasn't a seed. I was a fire. And from that fire, I rebuilt myself." Backstage, her phone buzzed. A headline popped up. "Update: Zara still missing. Police suspect ritual disappearance." She turned the phone face down and took a sip of water. Her eyes were calm. Justice had come, not through revenge, but by simply surviving what was meant to destroy her.